Hello, my dear friends. This video is going to be a little bit different than my regular videos are. And the reason is because I'm so pissed off right now that I can't even hold it anymore. The reason I am pissed off is that we went to the doctor. I took my kids to the doctor. And the reason I took them to the doctor wasn't because I needed doctor's advice, but mostly because I needed a school excuse, because at our school, as most of the other schools, you're allowed to have a certain number of absences. And we were kind of reaching that max. So I'm like, okay, I want my son to stay at home, to heal completely, and then, so I don't have to worry about these absences. Both of them had this difficult cough, and my older son, he also had a fever, which was up and down, and to me that was really weird, and that's why I had a little bit of a concern, like to make sure it's not a bacterial infection of any sort. So I took them to the doctor, and what the doctor told us was so ridiculous. And I live in this country for 20 years, and that was my first time going to the doctor. And it's quite ridiculous because I didn't really need a doctor, but I needed a school excuse. So anyway, the doctor did ask us, okay, what are the symptoms? And they explained what they have. And she asked us what are the things that we were doing so far. And I am a holistic mom. I'm like, we're doing the manuka honey, we're doing the garlic, we're doing this and that, and the vitamins and vitamin D and vitamin C. And she's like, okay. And she's like, what have you been doing for the fever? And my question was like, nothing. Oh, you didn't give Tylenol? And at that point, I realized that doctor is not here to help us. And what she prescribed us, they did test for the bacterial or viral. They found out it was viral. So she prescribed us steroids. She prescribed us some kind of inhaler for the cough, and recommended a flu vaccine. I don't even know, I don't want to comment on that, but to me it pissed me off so bad. And okay, let's roll a little back and let's get back to the fever question. She asked, have I been giving Tylenol? And at that point I'm like, are you serious right now? So for those of you who don't know, let me tell you about fever. And please hear me, because this is so important. Whenever our body raises the temperature, that happens for a reason. And that happens for the reason to kill that virus. And some viruses are stronger than the other ones, so we need the higher fever, and the fever may stay a little bit longer. But when we take the fever reducer, a painkiller or whatever fever reducer, it's the same thing. We take the ability of our body to fight completely away. And us, as parents, when we give it to our kids, when we take it ourselves, it's our responsibility. I want you to understand that this is our responsibility. We are the ones who take the ability, the natural ability that our body has to fight the infection. We take it away completely. So whenever the fever happens, we should be like, yay, our body knows what it's doing. So do not ever give the fever reducer. And the only thing with the fever I would recommend is, for peace of mind, just check what the critical fever is for the age. If you're worried about the child, adults, they can practically handle anything. The babies, that's when you need to check, okay, how old is your baby? What's the critical fever for that age? And then if it gets close to that critical fever for that age, that's when you might want to consider some kind of fever reducer. But that's about it. Babies are the super little, super sensitive to things like that. Even toddlers, they already can handle the fevers. So when we give the fever reducer, we eliminate the chances. We take the chances away. So, but she prescribed us steroids, she prescribed us the inhaler. And by the time we got home from the doctor's visit, our prescriptions filled. How nice, how wonderful. Go and pick it up. So what I realized from that doctor's visit, and I kind of knew that already, but that was a confirmation that no one is here to help you. Healthcare in this country has nothing to do with health. What happens is that no one is interested in any sort of preventative measures. No one's interested in finding out the cause of why something's hurting. No one's there for that. They are interested in prescribing you, right? So you start taking the medication, the pharmaceutical medication, and then, well, they get paid. They make money. So they are not interested in helping you. They are not interested in treating you. They want the patient. They want the consistent patient, right? And then what happens is that they first poison our food with all sorts of chemicals and poisons, the real poisons. And then we become the patients. So we keep going to the doctors, then we develop all these side effects. And then we need the medication for the side effects. So that's an ongoing cycle. So we become hooked on this system that is called healthcare. So I am so mad and so pissed off that this is how things are in this country. So we adults are responsible, and especially if you have kids, it's your responsibility to do your own research, to take charge for your own health, to learn the ingredients, to learn what the ingredients are in your foods. Because when we go grocery shopping, just take any food from the shelf that which is not natural, which is anything processed. And I'm not even talking about ultra processed foods right now, just processed food, just something that is having more than 3 ingredients, and check out the ingredients. Learn what are the bad ingredients. Learn what are the harmful ingredients and avoid them. And what I also do, I teach my kids too, because I'm, as an adult, responsible not only to make choices for them, to make healthy choices for them, but I also want them to be able to make choices for themselves, because very soon they will become adults. They will need to make the choices. And my kids know my kids know what they can have and what they can't have, what's good for them and what's not. But I see the picture I see around is so sad. And you know, the chronic diseases, the diabetes, the cancer are very common nowadays, and that wasn't that way before. That wasn't like that. Oh, so it's a generation of unhealthy people, generation of sick people, and somehow that became a norm nowadays. So people are not healthy anymore, and we need to realize that it's our responsibility, it's in our hands, and we can do it. We just need to do a little bit of research to find out what the things are and take charge. And we can. And things could get so much better, because our kids, it's a generation of unhealthy kids, and I want my kids to live in a society of healthy, happy people. And I don't know if that's gonna happen. So each of us need to put in to the whole good. So please hear me right now. Do your research. Do make healthy choices. Stop with the junk food. Stop with the seed oil. Stop with, food coloring, high fructose corn syrup. All these things are so harmful for our health. And if you pick any sort of junk food, any sort of snack food, let's not call it junk food, any sort of snack food and you turn the ingredients, you'll see such a long list and a lot of the things that you would not even know what they are. So guess what? They are allowed in this country, but in other countries they're banned. So how in the world is this happening? How in the world is this possible that everyone's around so corrupt? Some people make money, but most of us, our people, are becoming very unhealthy. They're getting hooked on the medical system. They're getting hooked on the healthcare system that has nothing to do with health. So I guess my message here is, please take charge, especially if you're parents, and know your ingredients, know your medications. Know that when you go to the doctor, far away, not every doctor is there to help you. And of course, there are good doctors. Of course, there are doctors that care and they help you and they help you understand the diseases, understand why. Because when our body screams with pain, it's not just because it's whiny. It happens because there's something wrong with us and we need to figure out why. Not just to put some pills inside and shove down the pain. No, absolutely not. We need to find out why this is happening. Where did something get disaligned, disbalanced, that is causing our body to give us that pain as a sign that something needs to be done. So I guess that's all for today. I really had to talk about it because I was so mad. Even my camera died. I guess all these emotions I've been splashing out. So I actually will probably do a somatic shake as soon as I'm done recording this video to help to let the emotion out, to not have it trapped in my body. And in fact, if anyone else wants to do it, I'm gonna leave a link in the description of this video. Check out my website. It's glowingbodyandmind.com. See what kind of things I do. If anyone wants my advice, my guidance, I do some private coaching in the topics of natural health, holistic health, and feminine energy, mind power. So anything like that, I'm there for you. That will be all for today. And leave some comments. I love reading your comments. If you have anything to say about health, about food, about doctor's visits, maybe some experiences that you've had recently, I would love to see them. And that's all for today. And I will see you soon.